But let's be honest, saying something is the worst isekai is like saying lymphoma is the worst type of cancer. So while this may not be the worst isekai, it is the worst isekai I've read in the past 35 minutes? But what series am I talking about anyway? Alright, I'll tell you, but you have to hold your breath until I'm done saying the title, okay? Alright? Don't start yet. I got a cheat ability in a different world and became extraordinary. Even in the real world. Okay, that's it. Not the longest title ever, but I'm sure some of y'all passed out doing that. This is all satire, by the way. I claim no responsibility for any actions taken by my audience. We'll just call this Cheat Isekai for short, and it just got an anime adaptation that's been airing this spring season. But I've been reading the manga since chapter 1, unfortunately. And I figured now is a good time to talk about it, so let's talk about it. Cheat Isekai follows Yuya Tenjo, a Japanese teenager who shares a lot in common with a hangover. You know, waking up feeling terrible and just spending the day a miserable mess, except that's his entire life. He has a self-proclaimed unattractive appearance, he gets beat up by delinquents, gets bullied by his younger half-siblings, gets abused by his parents who also abandon him, he gets fired from his part-time job, and worst of all, he has the same moppy haircut that I do. Despite all that, he's a good-natured guy who always tries to help others, as taught to him by his deceased grandfather, who was the only person to be kind to him. Because of this, he steps in to save this Mai Sakurajima-looking chick from getting assaulted. She blushes at him despite the fact that her life was in danger seconds earlier, so you already know she wants him to expand her domain. But that comes later. First, Yuya finds a hidden area in the house his grandfather left for him. There's a door in it that basically leads to, Narnia, I guess. But hey, we're officially in Isekai territory now. Yuya instantly and inexplicably gains a bunch of bog standard skills that you see Isekai protagonists get in these RPG inspired stories. After spending a few days leveling up in the other world, Yuya returns to the real world and realizes that leveling up has changed his body into someone that looks like they could be on Singles Inferno. He returns to school still unaware of his physical change, only to see that everyone is in awe of his good looks and physical stature, and that no one recognizes him as the old Yuya until he tells them himself. Cue a bunch of Rent-a-Girlfriend style panels of random people endlessly commenting on how hot Yuya is, and how he's perfect, and how they want to ride his cock. It's all very gratuitous, as you can imagine. Yuya then spends his time between the other world and his original real world, and well, that's the plot, I think. Yuya just gets to live a super cushy life as this perfect dude who can do ninja moves, cook perfectly, and get every girl within a 5-mile radius to fall in love with him, all while having exciting fantasy adventures when he goes to the other world. That's it. That's the story. Have you been wish fulfilled yet? But that's just the overview, right? There's a whole rabbit hole of dog shit to wade through to fully grasp the experience of this manga. Because wish fulfillment is something that a lot of isekai lean into. But the wish fulfillment in Cheat Isekai is like spa day plus new lineup plus sloppy blowjob levels of wish fulfillment. Anything you could possibly feel shitty about in your life, you can self-insert into this manga and live vicariously through Yuya. Are you unpopular and bullied at school? Well look, now the hot student council president of a much more prestigious school shows up to sing your praises and whisk you away to a new school where everyone is much nicer, all while embarrassing your bullies in front of a huge crowd, and everyone claps. Are you just straight up broke? Never fear. Items in your isekai fantasy world can be converted into your local currency. Now you can go on dates with the girl you like, and everyone watching how cute you two are will clap. Are you an ugly motherfucker like me? Well, now you can experience what it's like to be so handsome you literally get stopped on the street and offered modeling gigs. Of course you're a natural at it, and of course everyone claps at your good looks and talent. Are you someone who just wants to feel like the hero in front of a bunch of hot girls? Boy, is this manga for you, cause you can feel what it's like to save a hot girl from a weird monster, save a hot girl from a stray soccer ball, or save a hot girl from an actual bear. And don't forget that everyone will clap at your heroics. Doesn't that make you feel good? No, seriously, it does, doesn't it? Because I mean, wish fulfillment makes me feel good once in a while. There ain't nothing wrong with all that. It's completely legitimate to enjoy media that makes you feel that way. I mean, why not? It's just fiction. Who doesn't feel good seeing Peter Parker go from goofy nerd to ripped superhero? Side note, people forget that The Amazing Spider-Man is secretly the greatest harem manga of all time, but that's a topic for another video. Wish fulfillment can be fun in the same way that eating junk food can be fun. But the wish fulfillment in cheat isekai feels so blatant and forced that it's less like having a bite to eat at McDonald's and more like shoving 4 tons of White Castle sliders down your throat. As someone whose favorite manga is To Love Ru, even I'm saying that this is a bit too much, so that should tell you something. Like, okay, let me tell y'all about one of the more embarrassing story arcs. So like I mentioned, Yuya enrolls in a prestigious new school where everyone is really nice and he makes a bunch of genuine friends. His younger siblings are jealous of this and hire a local delinquent gang to raid the school and hold the students hostage to teach Yuya a lesson, I guess? How do you think this is gonna get resolved? If your answer was, Yuya jumps out of a window to heroically beat the shit out of a bunch of gang members and then 1v1 their gang leader, you're correct. He even saves his siblings who fall to their knees, sobbing with regret and apologizing to Yuya profusely. Because don't you wish your meanie-head brother or sister would do the same thing? Oh, and of course, at the end of it all, everyone claps. This is really what the whole story is like, y'all. I'm not even exaggerating. There's no plot. It's like a PowerPoint presentation of scenes that need to happen before we get to another harem member. And speaking of the harem aspect, well, it is what isekais do best, no? In Sheet Isekai, we have Princess from the Other World who falls in love with Yuya after he saves her in the woods. Student Council President who falls in love with Yuya after he saves her from weird Supermodel girl who falls in love with Yuya because he saves her from some guy. Assassin girl from the other world who falls in love with Yuya because he saves her from weird monsters. Quiet girl who falls in love with Yuya because, outgoing girl next door who falls in love with Yuya because, oh yeah, she's the one he saves from a soccer ball. And hot teacher girl who falls in love with Yuya because that's someone's fetish and we need to check off as many boxes as we can. None of these relationships are charming in the slightest. None of these characters are interesting. There's no humor. None of it is tongue-in-cheek. It's all played completely straight. Which, I mean, I guess I can respect because the target audience of this kind of story will appreciate how straightforward it is. But I mean, as for me, I'm good. I mean, again, it's not like Cheat Isekai is the first story of this type. We all know there's lots of trash out there like this to read. It's just funny because it has an anime now that I've been watching, so I can appreciate the top tier embarrassment all over again. And speaking of the anime, it's, surprise, surprise, not that good. There's only 2 episodes so far at the time I'm making this video, but the animation is just, passable. The voice acting is fine too. It does have Akari Kito in it, who you may know from her famously demanding voice role of Nezuko. Oh, she's also Ashley in the new Resident Evil 4 remake, so there's that. But yeah, that's all I want to talk about. Cheat Isekai, or whatever you want to call it, it's not that good. You might even say it's the worst thing ever, at least until the next embarrassing light novel adaptation of this type comes out. And don't worry, I'll be sure to talk about it if I decide to put myself through the torture of reading it. Anyway, like and subscribe and comment below if you've checked out the light novel or manga or anime or whatever, but otherwise that's the video. Peace. Oh yeah, Yuya also gets like a magic dog from the other world, and it's unironically the best part of the manga because, I mean, he's so damn cute, it's insane. Look at him. Glad to know that the author knows that having a cute dog is a trick to getting girls that actually will work in the real world. And in case you were wondering, yes, everyone claps when they see his dog.